Percentiles and box plots. First, we're going to look at the definition of a percentile. A percentile tells us what percent of the data is below our data. Here's an example. You score in the 83rd percentile in the SAT. That first sentence tells me 83% of people scored worse than I did, and everybody else, that would be 17%, scored better than me. So let's see if we can fill in this blank. Therefore, you scored better than what percent of people in the SAT? So I scored better than 83% of the people because those 83% were below me. Let's look at another example. At the doctor, you learn that your child's height is at the 10th percentile for their age. That means 10% of the children are shorter than your child, and 90% are taller than your child. Therefore, your child is shorter than what percent of all other children that age? 10% are shorter than your child, and 90% are taller. I'm getting that 90% by saying 100%, that's everything, the whole thing, minus the 10% I was given gives me 90%. So I want to know what my child was shorter than. 90% are taller than your son, so the 90 goes in there. That means my child is shorter than 90% of the population. Now let's apply that to a whole list of data. So here I've got the data for exam scores are given, and I'm asked to calculate the 85th percentile. So what I'm going to do is figure out what 85% of my data is. So there are 30 numbers in my list. 30 times 85% gives me 25.5. I'm always going to go to the next number. That would be the 26th number in the list. It's not about rounding. It's always about going to the next number. Even if that had been 25.1, I would have gone to the next number. So I'm going to go to the 26th number in the list. So I'm literally going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So the answer is 79. Let's keep this same set of data but look at a different percentile. So I'm going to calculate the 10th percentile. I'm going to figure out what 10% of my data is. There were 30 numbers up here. So 30 times 10% is 3. We're always going to go to the next number. Always go to the next whole number. So that would be the 4th number in the list. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my answer is 45. And those are percentiles. Now we're going to make box plots. So let me show you an example of what a box plot is. This is a box plot, sometimes referred to as a box and whisker. It is a graph that shows us our minimum value, our maximum value, and then these quartiles. Q2 is the median, our middle number. Q1 is the median of the first half, the lower half, and Q3 is the median of the top half. So we're going to take our same set of 30 data points, and we're going to calculate our Q1, 2, and 3, and then use that to make a box and whisker plot, or box plot. So here's our same data. We had before 30 numbers, and we're going to calculate first, second, and third quartiles. Now I like to start with Q2 because that's the median, and so that's pretty easy to find. So I'm going to find the median of this set of data. If there are 30 numbers, then I'm going to take the 15th number and the 16th number and find the average between them. So that gave me 67.5. I found that by saying 67 plus 68 dividing by 2. So that's my median. Now I'm going to find Q1. I'm going to look at just the first half of the data. So this is first line right here. And I'm going to find the median of this. There are 15 numbers now. So now there's a middle number. So my middle number is 52. There's 7 numbers below it, 7 numbers above it, and 52 is the median. Q3 is the median of the lower half. Again, 7 numbers below, 7 numbers above, 77 in the middle. So those are my Q values, Q1, Q2, and Q3. Those are going to be my lines that make up my box. So on my next screen, I'm going to have the box and whisker plot. I'm going to use these values, Q1, 2, and 3. Also, the minimum is 33, and the maximum's 91. So those are going to be my two little dots. So here's a picture of what it might look like. So I've got a scale down here. These numbers represent grades. Here's my minimum at 33, my maximum at 91, and the Q values that I just found on the last page. Q2 being the median, then Q1 and Q3.